What is going on, guys? Welcome back. Another day, another video. And also, thank you for stopping by on this beautiful Sunday morning if you're watching this as soon as I make it. But yeah, welcome back. I wanted to make some content over the weekend, but I was kind of preoccupied. If you didn't notice, your boy got married. So, pretty awesome, really happy. And I honestly just didn't have time. I didn't have time, and I didn't want to be like, yo, I know we just got married, but let me go ahead and make some content for the subs, They're waiting for it. They're waiting for the goo. But really awesome, really awesome. Just want to say really happy. The woman I married is honestly the best human being ever. She's the person that actually kept me in the game. I wanted to quit, actually, a few times. Like early in our relationship, and then we ended up having a little boy. He turned 6 months today, actually. So we're going to do a little photo shoot for him. But yeah, man, that's the one person that actually kept me in the game. I wanted to quit multiple times. She was like, relax. This is your hobby. This is what you like to do. This is your fun thing. Keep on doing it. And I'm like, well, all right. But if you kept up with the weekend, I believe a few regionals happened, and yeah, the deck did amazing. Different variants of the deck. There's like the K9 version. There's the Shadal version that did really, really well. People seem to be gravitating toward that build. And yeah, I'm just really glad that the deck is getting the shine that it's supposed to be getting. It's really awesome. I played this weekend. I believe I played Friday, and most of my matches were Dracotail mirror matches, but with different variants. I got to play against a invoked, what was it? It was invoked Fiendsmith with a Frightfur Patchwork engine, and they were at 44 cards. Amazing. I don't know how they fit everything in there, but the deck was all gas. So if I didn't open like a Fuwalos, if I didn't open a Super Poly, and I was going second, so I lost that match. They literally just exploded on the board, and I just couldn't do anything about that. And then my second loss was to another Dracotail mirror match, and they were main decking the Fiendsmith stuff. And again, like they had it. The deck was cool. They had the combination of cards to beat my combination of cards. But I ended up playing against like Yummy. I played against like Unchained variants. I played against Live Twin, and those decks were not that hard to beat. Because our deck just has a more favorable matchup. But yeah, I made some changes to the deck. So I just want to run through a quick deck profile real quick. And then we're going to go into the test hands that people were asking for. So using the Albaz in the starting 5. And yeah, so let's just run through it real quick. So the first 20 are just the regular standard engine that I've been playing. It's going to be the triple Phimina, the triple Lucius, the triple Malulu. Now, I took the Shadal Beast out. It just never came up, and I always found myself wanting an extra Urgula. So we're back to the double Urgula, the one pan, and then we're doing the triple Rahu, triple Ketu, and then the one Horn and one Flame. I think this is just the bare bones, like, standard package. Like, there's nothing really super spicy with that. Unless, like, you're playing the more branded focused engine, then you need to, lighten the load on that. And then next, we are going with the 20 non-engine. So I'm playing a 40-card deck. We're going the triple Fuolos, triple Perulia, triple Ash Blossom, triple Super Poly. So these were my 12 hand traps to say. And again, they did really well. They put your opponent in a weird position. Perulia is good going first, even if you're going first, because you can stop like VS, you can get some draws off like the Azuna, so they're always good. And then the small 4-card branded engine that I'm playing is going to be the one Cartesia, the one Fallen of Albaz, the one branded fusion, and the one fusion deployment. So the only reason that you really play Cartesia is it's just an extender. Being able to fusion deployment at the end of your turn and bringing this out gives you just another layer of interaction. It's basically another Malulu. And then we're doing the small K9 engine. We're doing the triple Azuna and the one Lupus. I've seen a lot of people, you know, hit or miss on it, but for me, the deck is working well with it. I've never had an issue with it. I've never dead drawn with it. And even when you dead draw with the Lupus, you can just fusion it away. And then when your opponent activates something, you just have an extra body on board to like just attack, swing for game. If you watched the deck profile before, it is a Beast Warrior. So if you have Albaz on board, you can actually make the Rinbrum with it. So kind of cool. But 40 cards. Now let's go to the extra deck. We're doing the double Altherion, one Golemel. And then for the branded, we're doing Granganol, Mirror Jade, Lubellion, and Rinbrum. These have been perfect for me since my last time playing. My card economy, like management, has been way better. So the second Golemel never really has been coming back up. And maximizing the Secretarion and the Mysterion. So Secretarion is special summon stuff out. And like being able to bring back the Golemel, being able to bring back like your monsters in grave is really, really cool. So awesome. For super poly targets, we're doing the Garura and the Mud Dragon. And then honestly, the Mysterion and Secretarion are super poly targets as well. Now for the rank 5s, we're doing the one Ripper and the one Valon. The Valon is like the flex spot. You can put really anything there. And then the links are just going to be the one Spirit with Eyes of Blue and the one Hieratic Seals. So that's going to be the extra deck, 15 cards. And then side deck has made some changes as well. So with the popularity of the deck becoming more prevalent, I love this card when it becomes into favor because it's always going to be live. If you're playing a mirror match, you don't draw the card you need, or if you know that your opponent is on the K9 engine and you don't want to get basically rippered turn 1, you can actually Lullaby Obedience, call their Lupus, and just take the Lupus. That way they can't just make a ripper on you, and you can just continue to play. The highlight of my side deck is going to be the Spellbound. This card is amazing. All face-up monsters your opponent currently controls cannot be tributed or used for materials for a fusion, synchro, XYZ, or link. So I played against a Yummy player. I went first. I set Spellbound. So actually, I went first. They double Mulcharmied me. I didn't give them a draw. I just summoned Malulu, set the Spellbound, and they went Obedient Schooled. I went, cool, Spellbound. Now you can't use any of those 3 monsters for, you know, material. So then turn ends, their stuff gets destroyed. I proceed to win following turn. We're going to Triple Judgment. It's just a catch-all. It's really, really good. Then we're doing the Triple Droll and Triple Lancia because the format is still, like Raizio Mitsu, still full power. Malice is still a good deck. With the popularity of Crystron K9 becoming a thing, this is still good. So those 15 are pretty solid. I like them a lot. The only things I would possibly change, hopefully if Malice becomes less favorable, we get a ban list, I would change these out for probably maybe some Triple Tactics Thrust, maybe some, or take these out too, and put in like some Lightning Storms, some Murgekis, anything like that. But the cool thing is, since we're maining the Super Poly, we have an out to pretty much every board, so cannot complain. Now, let's timestamp this. It's like 9 minutes in, and what we're gonna do is go ahead and do 2 test hands. So I had people asking, what do you do when you open Albaz? So we're gonna set the Albaz to the side. We're gonna go ahead and shuffle this up, and we're gonna go ahead and do 2 test hands, always starting with the Albaz. Or we can start with the Branded Fusion, whichever. So we'll do one with Albaz, one with Branded Fusion, and see what we're working with here. So let's shuffle it up. But if you watch the last, I guess, test hand combo tutorial, I basically showed how to do the Hieratic Seals combo. And again, these combos are based upon your opponent having no interaction. This is just you playing solitaire pretty much, but it just shows you the options that you have. Oh, shuffle that, shuffle that. I think we're properly shuffled up. Let's go ahead and do a cut. And we're starting with the Albaz. So I'm going to draw 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alrighty. So right here, we currently have a Phimina, Super Poly, Ash Blossom, Malulu, and an Albaz. So depending on the route you want to take, honestly, you can just go Phimina effect, sending the Albaz and the Malulu to the grave. And we can start off with the branded stuff. But what we're going to do is we're going to try to take a different route. So we are going to go with Altherion first. So we're going to summon Altherion. And then we're going to use Altherion effect. We're going to target the Albaz, and we're going to target the Phimina to add back. And then we're going to use Malulu to set. So we're going to use Malulu to set. We're going to set our, where are you at? We're going to set a Ketu. Shuffle that up. Go right here. And then we're going to add these two back to our hand. Then we're going to go ahead and activate our Ketu. And we're going to go ahead and get ourselves, where you at? A Lucius. Because with the deck, you want to basically set up as many layers of interruption as you can. So we're going to summon the Lucius effect. We're going to add more. So what we're going to do is we're going to set ourselves up for next turn. So we can go ahead and, where are you at? We're going to add an Urgla. And then from here, we're going to link away the Lucius to make our Spirit with Eyes of Blue. We're going to link away the Altherion and Spirit with Eyes of Blue to make our Hieratic Seals. And then we are just going to set our Super Poly. And then from here, it's probably less like, yo, this sucks. You really didn't do much. Nothing was really done. But honestly, it's layers of interruption. So during your opponent's turn, you have the Hieratic Seals to bounce a card. Hieratic Seals effect, we are going to use to summon out another Malulu. So after we bounce a card on the opponent's turn, we can go ahead and summon out Malulu. Put this over here. And now, in this position, we have Malulu on board with an Albaz on field. So depending on what your opponent has or what interruptions you think they can do, if they can play through the first bounce, let's say they try to stop the Malulu or try to stop anything. Depending on what they have, you have the full Albaz route where you can discard the Phimina and you can just go ahead and fuse the Albaz and Malulu together. And you can just go ahead and go into your Lubellion. And then Lubellion Chainlink 1, Malulu Chainlink 2 to negate something, if they have something on board. And you're going to go ahead and just discard the Urgla for the Searing Dragon. And then we're going to, where's our Albaz? Right here. We can go Albaz and the Lubellion. Bring these back. And then now we have our Mirror Jade online. And then since we used the Malulu from the field, we have the Malulu effect to set ourselves up for next turn. And we're going to go ahead and set the Rahu. So right here, we have the Mirror Jade non-target banish. We still have Super Poly, and we have Rahu for the following turn. So normally this should be enough, depending on the matchup that you have. Of course, there are other lines we could have went through, but I just wanted to showcase what you could do with the branded stuff, depending on, what your opponent's playing. But like, let's say going into our following turn, we send, let's just say we send Rimbrum to grave to banish something. And then we draw for our turn. Alrighty. So here we have the Super Poly, we have the Rahu, we have two, let's just say random cards. What we're gonna do here to make our Rahu live is we're actually gonna use our Urgula that we pitched for the Lubellion. So we're just gonna go Urgula, and we're going to add back our Lucius. So we're gonna put the Urgula back to the bottom right here. And then going into our turn, we have Lucius for the normal summon to add whatever. We still have Super Poly, we still have Mirror Jade on board. So utilizing like an Albaz in your hand opens up a few more play lines you can do depending on your matchup. With that starting hand, you still could have done the normal Altherion plus the Golemel line. But you know, again, we're trying to showcase what Albaz can do. So these aren't the best set in stone lines. We're just showcasing. So let's go ahead and shuffle up again. And then let's get our Albaz again, because we're going to be starting with that. Put that over there. Oh no, we said we're going to use Branded Fusion this time. So Branded Fusion is even more unfair. So let's just put that to the side. Let's go ahead and shuffle up. All right, let's go ahead and do our cut. And we only need 4 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alrighty, so right here, we have our Branded Fusion, our Lucius, we have a Molcharmy Perulia. So with this hand, what I would do is, we want this to go off. So we're just gonna try to bait, you know, if they did have anything, what I would do my first starting play I would do would actually just be activating the Rahu. Honestly, that's what I would do. And I would use the Lucius from hand. And I would send the Urgula. Because again, we're trying to maintain card economy. And then we're going to go ahead and start off with our Altherion. Now we're going to go Altherion Chainlink 1, and we're going to target the Lucius. Chainlink 2 is going to be Lucius. Chainlink 3 is going to be Urgula. So here, we're going to go ahead and set a Ketu. And we're going to go ahead and start setting up our traps. So we'll go Flame. Now remember that Urgula has that effect that you can put it to the bottom of the deck to add back one of your spellcasters. So what we're going to do is we're going to activate Ketu, and we're going to go ahead and snag ourselves a Phimina. Shuffle up. There we go. So put this over here. And then what we're going to do is we can either use the Urgula effect to add back the Lucius to normal summon to gain more advantage, which is what I'm going to do, or you could just use the Phimina, fusing these two off, but we're going to go the Urgula route. So we're going to go Urgula effect, add back the Lucius. We haven't normal summoned yet, so we're going to go ahead and normal summon Lucius, effect, and we're going to add another missing piece. So we can go ahead and add ourselves a pen for more interruption. Now, since we did start off with the Rahu, we are locked into fusion summoning only. And then from here, we can just go ahead and use our Branded Fusion. And we're going to summon out our Lubellion by sending Malulu, and we're also going to send our Fallen of Albaz. We're going to go Chainlink 1 Malulu, No, Chainlink 1, Searing Dragon, Chainlink 2, Malulu, and we're just going to discard the dead Prulia. So with the Malulu, we're going to set up the other trap. Oh, it's which is in our hand already, so we can set up for next turn. We're just going to go ahead and do another Ketu. Shuffle up. And then we're going to resolve the Lubellion. We're going to put back the Albaz, put back Lubellion. And we're going to set up our Mirror Jade. Shuffle these back in. And then from here, we can go ahead and set the horn. And from this position, it might not seem like a lot. I think I could have sequenced things a little bit better. But during our opponent's turn, you know, we have the Dragon Flame to negate a spell. We have Horn to bounce an attack position monster. And if you didn't know, you can bounce any attack position monster on board. So you can actually bounce the Lucius back to your hand, draw a card, use Phimina, using the Lucius and the Pan in your hand to make another Altherion to bounce 2 cards from either field or graveyard. So that's more interruption. And then you have Pan that can target 1 monster on the board and destroy it, because whenever it's sent to the graveyard as a fusion material, you can destroy 1 monster on the field. So it might not look like a lot, but you're actually setting yourself up for a lot of interruption, because you have the Mirror Jade Banish, you have a second Altherion double bounce that your opponent really won't read into, because they'll be like, oh crap, they just summoned Lucius, they just left it on board. I'm gonna go ahead and maximize that opportunity. When you can just bounce it back to your hand, activate Phimina, and then do another bounce with a pop with the Pan. And then going into the next turn, you still have the Ketu to search, and you'll be netting 2 more cards off these 2. So this is how I would do it. This is just my thought process, like right off the cuff. This is not rehearsed, you know. This is just seeing what I got and playing with it in a timely manner. But yeah, this is, you know, 2 test hands, 1 starting with Albaz, 1 starting with Branded Fusion. So I hope this helps. I appreciate y'all. Thanks for stopping by. And I will try to get some more content out. If you have any recommendations, feel free to list them down below. But other than that, I appreciate y'all for stopping by. Later. Peace.